Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Andy with All Things Fantasy, bringing you episode 3 of my draft guide series. And today we're talking about wide receivers. So like the running back video, um, I did. I was gonna do 20, but I ended up doing the top 25 wide receivers in this year's draft. So here are my top five. We got at number one, we got Antonio Brown. Like I said in my previous video, like these top five guys are for all first round guys, and Antonio Brown being, a lot of people's number one overall pick. Um, yeah, I expect him to have a great season, and you know, definitely a guy who I'm looking to take with my number one pick. And we'll get into like the top overall players and maybe in a different video, but for now we're just doing our receivers. But yeah, definitely like these are all first round guys, and these are the top five elite receivers right now, in my opinion. You know. Okay, so yeah, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones both lit up last season, and they're my number one two again. Um, yeah, I'm trying to do this faster than I did my running back video. My running back video was pretty long, and maybe I won't talk as much. Plus I have more guys to go through. Yeah, um, they were 1 and 2 last year. They both had great seasons. Three, Odell Beckham. Again, another guy who was very consistent. Had really good weeks. Week in week out. And then DeAndre Hopkins, his production kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of the season, but I think they kind of fixed that problem with bringing in new talent to kind of because he was all of Houston's offense last year, so he drew all the attention. Um, yeah, so that's why I think he's definitely like he was a top five wide receiver at the beginning of the year last year, and then he kind of fell off. But I think he's right going to be right back there this season. And then I got five, Des Bryant. Um, you know, I think that one's pretty self-explanatory, right? But yeah, Des Bryant. I expect him to to be to be Des Bryant again this year. Just do what he does. Um, I hit my 6 through 10. At my six, my Brandon Marshall was at six. ESPN had him ranked outside their top 10, which I found was very surprising to me. Brandon Marshall, you know, is my six. Right outside my top five. He was very consistent last year. Had a great season, and I don't know why they have him so low. To me, he's a late first rounder, but definitely early second round pick in my book. Seven, Allen Robinson. I explained that with Blake Bortles. He's definitely becoming a very elite receiver. Um, Eight, AJ Green. Yeah, I kind of talked about that with Andy Dalton. I love AJ Green. He's definitely these guys are all second rounders on this list. Yeah, Alshon. Definitely the Bears' number one option, and he was yeah, obviously he struggled with injuries, but I think um, he'll be back up to full production this year. And then Sammy Watkins. Watkins was a guy who ESPN had ranked really high, and I moved him down a little bit just because you know I didn't think his production was great, and I thought definitely like Brandon Marshall and Robinson, definitely even AJ Green, like they were, and like all these guys had more production than him, so I just had to put him over. I had to put him down a little bit. I couldn't justify putting him so high. 11 through 15. Here we go. Mike Evans. Definitely had a really good season last year. I think the Tampa Bay is really kind of starting to have some fantasy, having some good players with fantasy production. I don't know, I worded that weird, but hopefully you know what I meant. Jordy Nelson. he was a guy who ESPN had right in their top 10. I moved him out just because, he missed the whole last season. We don't know what like if he's gonna come back full health and the same player that he was. So to me, there's some question marks there. But I've met 12. Keenan Allen, I loved Keenan Allen last year. Before I got injured, he was on my team. He was lighting up, and I expect him, to pick up right where he left off. I think he could be a second round too. These all these guys are probably like, maybe late second rounders, but definitely like early third rounders. That's where I would kind of put all these guys at. Um, Cooks, um, again, another great receiver. I talked about Drew Brees in my video, and I'm not sure if I talked about Cooks, but yeah, he's got a great QB throwing room. 15 Edelman. I mean, yeah, he's got Tom Brady throwing to him, and he did miss some time though, and um, so that's why I think ESPN had him ranked higher. Oh, no, they didn't. But yeah, I think he's gonna. I think him and Jordan Nelson, they both have those question marks, so that's why they're not like maybe higher than what they should be. So I'm gonna keep it going here. 16 through 20, 16 T.Y. Hilton he had a pretty good season last year. Nothing crazy good, but definitely I would definitely put him at like a late third. These guys are probably definitely like third rounders. Maybe some guys maybe we push back to the fourth, but definitely like I say like third rounders. All these guys. Um, yeah, I really liked him. 17 Amari Cooper. I loved Amari Cooper last year. I thought he did great as a rookie, and I think he's definitely a lot better. 18 Eric Decker. I love Eric Decker. Eric Decker like was consistently he was on my team. He was consistently giving me like 10-point games last year, like so consistent, week in week out. I think he was very underrated. You know, and he's a wide receiver too, right? Brandon Marshall's their wide receiver one, and he's like the wide receiver two on the Jets, and I think yeah, he's definitely the highest ranked wide receiver two on my list. And he's ranked above a lot of wide receiver ones, and I really like I think Eric Decker is just such a consistent guy, and obviously they have now that the Jets have changed their QB, or like their QB is still like a question mark at this point, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's throwing to him. So maybe it might not be as good, but I still like Eric Decker. Um, okay, 19 Golden Tate. Now that Calvin Johnson retired, he's the man in Detroit, so he should be getting a lot more balls thrown his way, and that should mean more points for him. And I like him as a receiver too. Um, 20 Jarvis Landry. I really like Jarvis Landry. He was definitely a guy who had big weeks last year, and he had a lot of potential. And you know, I think he's definitely a guy that you want to target in your third round, and maybe I think he's a guy that people might sleep on, and you can get in the fourth. And then here's my 21 through 25. Definitely fourth round guys, and I think a lot of people are gonna take Doug Baldwin really early, like third round. I don't know, comparing him um, to my 16 through 20 guys, like you can make arguments that he's better than some of those guys, but I don't yet, and because of Liv's opinion, I think people are gonna really take Doug Baldwin maybe a little too early, but I have him as 21. Like yeah, you can make the argument that he's a little that leaves a little bit higher on that list. Maybe he should be a little bit higher, but if people take him really early, that's better for you. That means somebody better than him is not still available, right? So, anyways, Kelvin Benjamin 22, obviously missed the whole season last year, like Jordan Nelson, and um, he was ranked, and I haven't ranked, so I haven't ranked much lower. Which is that why I was really confused why ESPN had Jordan Nelson ranked so high, because they had him ranked lower. So I don't know, it was really confusing. Um, 23 Demaryius Thomas, him and obviously my 25 Sanders were, the duo in Denver, and yeah, they were racking up points, both of them respectively last year. But obviously it's interesting because now they got a new quarterback. Lynch is their guy now, and we don't know if he's going to be putting up if both these guys are going to be putting up the same amount of points. And then 24 Macklin, definitely had a good season last year. I think maybe Chiefs might have changed their offense a little bit and maybe threw a little more passes with Charles being injured. But I think Macklin was another guy like Hopkins where he had a really good strong start, and then maybe defenses started noticing like, oh, the Chiefs don't have a good run game. Let's just let's play really tough coverage on Macklin and not let him beat us, and we kind of started slowing down. So I look for with Charles being back that Macklin to get more free and start and pick up where he was last year at the beginning of the season. And then 25 to 6 playing Sanders, yeah. Obviously, interesting what their QB situation looks like and, how that affects his game, because obviously with Manning, Manning was giving Sanders, those long balls and, and he was taking advantage of them and really giving people a lot of, those big points. And, he had some games with some big yardages and, Manning, Manning really liked to find him. Yeah, in like a lot of games, he was doing better than Demaryius Thomas. Some games, but yeah. So that's my top 25 wide receivers, and since I did that's the last two videos, I'll show you guys I'll show you guys the ESPN list real fast. Here's ESPN's top guys. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, they have Nelson pretty high. Marshall really low. Yeah, they had Sanders really low. I didn't like Sanders. I thought he deserved to be in. Randall Cobb was one guy who I really wanted to put in, but I didn't because he struggled so much last year. I just I have faith that he's gonna turn it around, but I couldn't justify it by his production last year. Moncrief was another guy who I really liked. The Colts wide receiver too. I think T.Y. Hilton and Moncrief kind of have a similar thing going with Robinson and Hearns. And Hearns was another guy who I really liked. But I think Robinson and Hearns is better. I don't know, but I don't know why they had Moncrief way ahead of Hearns. Where is even Allen Hearns on this list? Am I just missing him? Maybe it's on the next page. What? Wow, he had him at 42. Oh my god, that's crazy. For the numbers that he put up last season, I don't think that's really justifiable at all. They have him below Sterling Shepard, a guy who didn't even play. What? Yeah. What? I'm baffled by that. I cannot believe that. That's insane. I like Stephon Diggs. That's only a sleeper pick who I think is gonna do pretty well. Obviously, he was lighting it up when he got that wide receiver one role, and then had some tough games. But I still like him. Yeah, obviously, a lot of people are gonna ask about or question Coleman and Treadwell being rookies. I definitely I would risk it. I risked out to Amari Cooper last year. It worked out. If you want to ask me who do you like better, Coleman or Treadwell, I'm definitely gonna go Treadwell based on who he's got throwing the ball and his offense. Coleman, I like to stay away from Browns receivers. that's just kind of that's just kind of a rule of thumb. Just kind of stay away from them. Oh, I something I want to mention about the Arizona receivers. Yes, Michael Floyd, John Brown. They were guys too. They had him so low, and I like John Brown was so good. Same with Michael Floyd. Like, you know, God, I don't know why they didn't have him so higher. Definitely these guys are like sleeper picks who you want to try to steal them if people aren't picking them up. Fourth round guys, definitely. Um, wow, yeah, I can go on and on receivers. There's so many guys. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long because I was just gonna look at ESPN's rankings and kind of show you, maybe talk about a couple more guys. So I hope that helped. That has been episode 3, wide receivers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.